because I was like, yo, if you in the
I
game,
was. I've
you
always
need to
wondered
get
why
this
they
money.
didn't go there. Because I was like, every time I see Diablo, I'm like, why haven't they went there? Because
You
that's
know, it's weird too because they show all these angels, right? And they show the different angels. Like there's the angel of death. Um, uh, I can't remember what his name is. And then there's
Mephisto.
like, no, it's not Mephisto because that's Diablo's brother.
Manifesto.
Um, no,
like
it's
Marvel. The
Malpheus.
Marvel Cinematic Universe is in
It's
this.
Malpheus. That's who it is. But the like, he's not. I can't remember what they call him. There's a certain cult, if you will, that follows him. And he's like not the father of angels, but they call him the father. But he's like he's not the main he's not a villain in the game, but you could tell like angels all have a mind of their own. And that's I think they really started that with like Tyrael was like the first one who was like the warrior, and God told him not to go help us, and he was like, yeah, but they need somebody to help them, and he was like, okay, you go down there, you ain't coming back, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna help them, and he came down there, and guess what? And he stayed in his angel form too, and then after two, he got stripped of that, and he was like, man, I wish I could go back up there. He was like, nope, you ain't coming back up here. And so he's like, okay, fine, then I'll just help them. And so it's like, okay, you got your own ideas. Okay, I see. And then the angel of death was like, I'm tired of helping all these people, saving them over and over again for them to always do wrong. And then I got to send them down to Diablo because they always doing wrong and never doing right. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take this in my own hands and go ahead and just kill everybody off. That's how he became. You're like, bro, what? And then the father angel, spoiler alert, it doesn't really matter at this point because it's really not that big of a deal. The Diablo 4 is all about Mephisto's daughter, and his daughter had a child with the father angel, and he thought he could change her mind. And I mean, what happens when you trust a demon? So, you know, that happened. So, and he was all like, "No, I was doing it for you."
I mean,
like, bro,
it's hard out here in these dating streets, though. It's hard
you
out
know
here
what
in
I'm
these
saying?
dating
Like,
streets.
look, listen, she really wasn't that bad. It wasn't like you was bad or nothing. It wasn't like you was, you know, it wasn't like she was really. I mean, she might have been cooking, you know, real life fire, but she wasn't. She wasn't pretty, you know. He could have found better. He could easily have found better, but
he settled.
Yeah, he settled.
Please send all hateful comments to Sandstorm at.
The smile wasn't even really grooving like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it out. Maybe she must have came up and she dropped the you know, the little dress behind her, and she came down all nice and soft and was like, "Hey, baby, you ain't never." Because all the angels, you can't see their faces, so she was probably like, "I got a face."
Also, it was like scary movies too. Scary movie too.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird.
Put the bag on. Put the bag on.
Put the bag on.
Give you a full wing thrust. You know, so what are you playing, Vito?
Funny you asked. I just came from Noto's house. He was having a little party or whatever, and we was playing a little Tekken 8. So I downloaded that at the crib, so I haven't actually like picked it up yet. But that's what I'm going to be playing when I get home or whatever. So that, and I went back and start playing Power World again because I stopped for a minute. So now that I am getting a better understanding of it, it's definitely Fortnite meets Pokemon. So
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of. Oh, he's on this side. That's kind of what Jack's saying too. So y'all see the title of this video? Y'all see it?
Nintendo going PC.
Yeah.
I don't know why anybody listen to Hip Hop Gamer, dude. Like,
I don't. I don't even know how he came on my thing. I don't even follow him. That's what's so
Me
funny.
either.
No,
You know what's funny?
It was trending. It was trending, dude. Everybody saw it.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
You know how I like I didn't see that part, but I saw him the other day when he was playing Tekken 8. So I was like, who is this guy? And then you had said that, you know, you had the little that he said that, but you know, Nintendo going to PC, and I was like, who is this guy? And he was like, what he's on, like Hot 97 or something like that.
Yeah.
When they start doing that,
that's what really threw me off. Like,
Hip hop, yeah, I'm about to say hip hop gaming been around for a minute.
Yeah,
That's
what
what really
that's
threw
where he
me
came.
off.
That's where he came in. Was he was wrong then.
Yeah.
So
like Hot 97.
he pretty much does that whole. Remember 50 Cent G Unit era hip hop, clothing and stuff like that. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And he's supposedly a gamer. I ain't gonna say pretends to be a gamer. He's supposedly a gamer, supposedly. But if you ask him to review something, the only thing he's gonna talk about is the graphics.
Yeah, that's all he does.
really. Oh,
Yeah, he one of them. He one of them.
yeah.
He'll drop a like, what is it? What I heard a few times. Like he'll drop a couple of rumors here and there, and they never come to fruition. Like he's like a Black Panther in a way, but he just doesn't do it as often. Yeah,
So really, he's like the average Joe that because he has a platform, he gets attention.
Yeah, he gets a lot of attention. He definitely does. I mean, he's been around for sure. So I mean, people know who he is within like that atmosphere. I mean, he gets invited to stuff, I think, with 2K from time to time. But as far as like paying any attention to him in regards to gaming, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's so funny, man. And that's the whole reason why I brought this up, because I'm like, because it's not necessarily the video that really actually caught me. You know, it's always the comments. You know, you start getting in there and you like, how dumb are these people? Like, really,
bro?
They really gonna eat it up. So it's a 7-minute video. I'm not gonna sit here and sit through the whole thing, but because you know what most of it's gonna be towards the end or whatever. But yeah, we'll get a little snippet of it.
I was about to ask Jay Biggs. Oh, my bad.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was about to ask Jay Biggs. I'm like, so I was like, do you listen to Hot 97? But he already just said that he stopped listening to Stop. Yeah.
This
first party, the Marios, the Zeldas, the Donkey Kongs of the world will be coming to PC, and I'm told that in 2026 this will start. Period. Out off rip. That's the roadmap. That's what's happening. Right now, how do I know this? Okay, so one of the things is quite a few PC companies confirmed to me personally that Nintendo.
PC
okay, no. You know what? Let me just keep
this
going.
move because it would be the best of both worlds for them to expand the Nintendo brand and have a better online live service presence in the industry. Also, a few PC companies is gearing up for product marketing deals where you would have, for example, like the Alienware Zelda combo, or the Origin PC Mario Kart combo, the Asus ROG Donkey Kong bundle, etc., etc. You know what I'm talking about, and stuff like that. It makes a lot of sense too, but
it doesn't.
etc.
This is what's happening, and the roadmap says 2026, from what I understand, and stuff like that. Another thing, the level of competition in the handheld space is major, and the market share and shift.
Yo, why is his hat gold?
Mobile is changing, and more options are evident now. Also, these PC companies are trying to put themselves in position to bank off of Nintendo's brand and software. So that's another thing too. Nintendo, they already making crazy bread, but when you see them drop stuff in that PC market and testing the waters, because they learned a lot from what they did with Apple. They realized they can't do the console type of business model in the mobile world like what they did with Super Mario Run with Apple and stuff like that. That was a great
What did it have
case
to do with
study for
Apple?
them. So they learned a lot. There's been a lot of R&D in terms of research and development and how they going forward. And yep, I'm telling you, it's crazy. But get ready. Nintendo games, you will start seeing them on PC. And I think there's a few.
Can I just say one thing?
There's a few.
Can I just say one thing? The mere fact that the only thing he's doing is parroting what other people want to hear is the main reason why nobody should believe this. Because number one, Nintendo ain't never said that. Number two, Nintendo been making money off their own stuff. Why would they? That goes against what their whole brand is. To do that. So you're just saying what American people, you think American people want to hear.
Right.
That's what you're doing. Because number one, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't think PC people really give a damn.
They don't.
No.
So why would any PC company be like, oh, we're gonna get Metroid? No, you're not. No, you're not, buddy. You're not getting Star Fox. You're not getting Zelda. You're damn sure ain't getting Mario.
Right.
Definitely
not in a combo.
Yeah, and the whole Super Mario, the whole Mario Run thing, I think that was just because that was the first deal they did.
That was the first one.
Came out. Animal Crossing, they came out. Animal Crossing, Dragalia Lost.
Dragalia's Lost, yeah.
Like, dude, all that came out on Android as well. So,
Apple, where did that come from?
Bro, what are you talking about, dude?
So, and you know, I'm not in the PC space like that, but you know, I would like to think that Call of Duty is kind of the top seller on the PC side of things. Has
Battle Royale games,
right? Has ROG, has Nvidia, has ASUS. Has any of these companies ever made like an exclusive Call of Duty anything? As far as so, why in the hell would Nintendo of all people be the first one to do this?
Because Nintendo's freaking business is first party exclusives.
My point exactly. And then also too, because we're starting to see this a little bit to where there are some games that play better on like an AMD versus Intel, and because they prefer that technology, but by no means are they like heavily advertising it, spraying that game all over the place in that nature. So why would Nintendo cannibalize themselves by going one-sided with, well, not even one side, but kind of spreading themselves out? You kind of have to go one or the other, because the PC world is not like console. You can go and grab multiple pieces. Like I can have so many different companies inside of my PC and it still runs and functions like it's supposed to. There's no exclusivity in the PC world. I'm so confused.
It's Oh, wait, hold on. He got a little more, because I was gonna stop at a point, because he said something that's real funny to me, and I think that's when I was like, you know what, we turning this into this is gonna be a video.
Stuff like right now that you can point to and see now, but 2026 is about to be a movie out here. Crazy. So then another thing I want to tell you is the family market that Nintendo targets is
this is
is this?
Yes,
oh,
this,
man.
yeah,
I know he's not about to say what I think he about.
yes.
So then another thing I want to tell you is the family market that Nintendo targets is not as strong for Nintendo currently because of their weak online platform. Don't properly support the social gamer like how PlayStation, Xbox, and PC does. Because Xbox isn't the only one that's on a decline. Nintendo is on a decline too. We can't wait for the next, system to come out.
Are you serious? That came out of his mouth?
Trajectory is ridiculous right now. So the point I'm trying to say is Nintendo
that came out of his mouth.
Company that's aware of their own company. Competition is aware of too, and they understand what's going on. And when you have your games in a PC environment, when it comes to live games and live service, and the next generation that's growing up with the Roblox and Rec Rooms and Minecrafts and Fortnites of the world and so on and so forth, I don't care who you are. Adaptability has to be in play. Changes got to be made so you can be consistent in your growth and win and be relevant. Period. No matter who you are.
They already are relevant. 130 plus.
They literally have outsold 2 generations so far. How with this one Switch? So really, and then coming from a parent the only reason why my kids love Roblox the way that they do is because it's just like a jumbo gumbo pot of mess of just random things. Like you as a game developer could never get away with what Roblox gets away with due to the fact that they don't charge for Roblox.
Right.
So now it's like, okay, my kids the other day broke their necks like, oh, there's a new update because I can now have Goku with Sephiroth wings. Like Nintendo can't pull that off. But it's a free product. So I mean, if somebody was to pay for it, and they might pay for Roblox, because even though you see it on the VR space, Roblox came to VR, hot mess. Nobody's touching it. But I don't know where he was going. I don't know where Hip Hop Gamer gets half the stuff from.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
I'm
Get it from the streets.
Let me get this straight. So you don't ask Nintendo, you ask PC companies. That's
Right.
what you're claiming to do. You claiming that you ask PC companies. You clearly don't follow the market or the sales at all, because what you just said don't make a bit of sense
At all.
Thirdly, PC games get modded all the time.
All the time.
Ain't no way in hell Nintendo finna have Mario getting modded by somebody that's being the amount of Bowsette shit that happened a few years back.
Man.
Right.
That ain't happening, bruh.
Right.
That ain't happening.
Boy,
Cause I was watching some Twitch play of Tekken 8. They already got mods up in that
already.
So no, they
I think Mortal Kombat was the same way. They had a Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine them doing like Legend of Zelda and somebody do the naked mod for all the Gerudo women? Man,
Nintendo's done.
yeah, they not finna like
It's about
So
to be
what?
a movie.
so.
Oh,
bro,
yeah,
what
it's
the
about to be
hell
a
are you
movie,
talking about, dude?
And then why would they do this? And because I still feel like they're dropping the Switch 2 this year.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
they're
why
dropping
would
it this
we
year,
wait for
2 years
2026?
later, they're gonna put stuff games on PC.
That part right there. This is the roadmap, though.
He said that's the roadmap.
But he got the roadmap from what company? Because he just said PC companies. He didn't say which one, which means, okay, if this was true, that means they signed the NDA, which means him talking about it means Nintendo knows who he's talking to, which means they're screwed.
Yeah.
So
He said he got it from multiple, because he said that's what the
Hell, it ain't that many.
it ain't that big.
like, that's what the different PC makers were telling him. So
Yeah, like,
him
okay.
personally,
Him personally, yeah. That's what, like if you that big, why don't you just go ask Nintendo themselves, bro? If
Right.
you
That part.
big,
That part.
Yeah.
go ask them.
Why would a PC company have a roadmap for Nintendo?
Yeah, they wouldn't have that. And why would it be 2 years from now? No, you're saying everything that the American people want to hear. That's what you're saying. You're saying what American people want to hear.
That's it.
That's
Microsoft had a roadmap for Nintendo too on acquiring them. Ask them how that went.
Yeah. Like,
Really did.
Yamamuchi laughed damn Bill Gates out the damn building, man. Come on, they got laughed out of Tokyo. What the? Come on, man.
I mean, he, like I said, he know how to get the attention of the people, because there's a lot of things about 2K that never came to fruition. He was talking about things about Live that never came to fruition.
Yeah, never came. Yeah,
none of that stuff ever happened. I don't know where Hip Hop Gamer gets half his stuff, and then some of these companies be dumb enough to even do videos with him. So I don't know.
He used to be prominent at E3.
He did. Yeah, he used to be at E3
all the time.
Yeah.
Look. This guy is new to me, so y'all gonna have to explain to me what has he been saying over the years? Because it sounds like he's doing the classic DJ from Hot 97 type capping in the first place. So
he done with that. That's why I said, like, imagine him being the 6th member of G Unit.
Yeah, and then also too, I know for me how I started hearing about Hip Hop Gamer. He was very prominent with a lot of sport game rumors, so he would partake in some of the sports games like your Maddens, your 2Ks, and your Lives. Okay. So that's how he popped on the scene for me. But a lot of the things he was, oh yeah, they were talking about they're gonna add this, they're gonna do this, and they're gonna change. None of that stuff ever happened. So I mean, he because I think at one point in time, Live was supposed to be back. That never happened.
I was the one who brought that. And when
did he say that?
Shoot. I think this was around the Elite time frame.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it could, like, when Elite did somewhat drop for those that did get a copy of it, hate that you paid that money, but sure. Nah, we're not gonna disrespect Dipset like that. Big.
Right. Don't do that.
But yeah, I mean he's always been on this type of time, and then I think he went into the wrestling crowd because he has this thing too, to where he walks around with like a championship belt.
Yeah. The old WCW one.
Yeah. So he was really
prominent. Troy.
Yeah, that's Troy. Yeah, like he was prominent on the sports scene for video games. So I mean, I really knew him around the Maddens, the Lives, because he used to cape heavy for EA. Like
so one thing in hip hop that we say, especially when it comes to like, you know what I'm saying, like people saying somebody snitching and stuff like that. What gives him the credentials to even talk about this topic, to be able to even give us this information if he's a sports video game guy? Like what is giving him this?
This is one of those things. This is one of those things to where, like, okay, the best example I can give, right? GameStop. So GameStop, for the longest, you knew what GameStop was. You go there, you get games, you get accessories, you get everything, right?
Right.
Out of nowhere, it's just a bunch of was it pop funk stuff? The
Funko
Pop stuff.
Yeah, the Funko Pop.
Like, so they've changed their whole demeanor. But the thing is, like, they thought, okay, if we went into this crowd, because we're GameStop, people will come to us for it. And that wasn't the case. Like, I know people that go to FYE before they go to GameStop for the Funko Pop stuff.
Right.
But with him, he was known because, I mean, you think about at the time, like, media as far as games were concerned wasn't really widespread like that. I think around his time, I mean, we of course had IGN, had Game Bomb, GameSpot. I think X-Play was still around the time.
Right.
So then he infused this with hip hop, and he was like, okay, he's kind of like the only really black face out there talking about, video games. And then of course, like you mentioned, doing a horrible job. And then when you even talk about hip hop was Madden this, Live this at the time. Like, it was all EA at the time. Before 2K really found their footing. So he would really push that narrative a lot. And then also on the WWF, now WWE side of things too. So really, he was in a lane of his own. Because, I mean, it wasn't like he was well publicized anything. Hot 97 was hot at the time. And then you throw gaming in there, and we talk about the internet to where everybody was grabbing on something. Like when we talk about the World Stars and all that crap, like he was all over World Star.
Yep, gaming.
That's how I remember him.
Yeah.
That was he's been doing what, 20 plus years?
He's been doing it for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
He literally was one of the first black people actually to get on that. So, and the sad thing about it is, if you ask him about a game, he can't tell you nothing about it.
No, he can't tell you nothing about it.
That's why I like it.
He can't.
Like, so you don't even game, do you? Like,
it don't seem like it.
I don't think he does. He just one of them dudes that's like, oh, this is what I can hit on.
Yeah, this is what can make me some money.
Yeah.
I mean, because
now let
like
me
he's trying to find
my G-Unit gear on, and
it's like he's trying to find his footing to be prevalent again in the space. And I mean, I'll tell anybody. I mean, I feel like you could be prevalent in this space because so many people post, so many people stream that really you can watch somebody else play a game and you can go talk about it as if you played it. So I think that's just what happens across the board. But yeah, that's who he is.
What's funny is it kind of looked like it. It looked like you were bubbling up.
A bubble.
Like
bro, you got some new effects going on. I thought I was tripping.
I ain't said nothing, sir.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because he already has a following and stuff like that. It wouldn't really be too hard to be like, all right, let me click. What does Shadow call us? Crumbside. Let me click somebody on Crumbside and see what they talking about and just regurgitate that. And whether this information is true or not, I'm good. This here sounds like my man's was like,
he's reaching.
Yeah, let me find any and every way. This is going to do views if I just go ahead and say Nintendo's going PC. Like, okay, let's get up a scenario. Let's give a scenario. Let's say realistically, all three of these companies go PC. but they all still are managing to still put out consoles at the same time.
Okay.
Who do you honestly think will have the best sales amongst the three? You know
On
what?
the PC side?
No, amongst console sales amongst the three. I will give you my honest opinion. I honestly 100% think that out of all the three, Sony will probably have the best sales out of all of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because as much as I would love for it to be Nintendo is similar to Microsoft, but not like Microsoft in the same way. Like when it comes to putting your games online for like Microsoft, they don't really care about it because they got mad money anyway. So it's like as long as you touch one of my video games, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta buy a console. I'm good. We got all that operating system, all that other stuff in there. That like you done bought us anyway, so I'm good.
Right.
With Nintendo, all you see is like, and I think this is a perfect example as to the reason why they wouldn't, but is all you see is like, oh, I wish they had better hardware. Oh, if the hardware was better, then I would buy it. Oh, if they need hardware. Like that's all you hear. And then
all you hear.
And then to that, all you hear is, well, I'm not gonna buy that game, I'll just emulate it. I'm not gonna buy that, I'll just emulate it. And that's 99.9% of the reason why they ain't never gonna go to PC anyway. You ain't emulating my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said earlier, I ain't about to come up with some created content of now you got to deal with the what did they call that in San Andreas? The coffee, was it coffee cup?
The coffee, hot coffee.
Hot coffee, yeah. You ain't about to hot coffee. My friends are about this castle. There she is. There it is, right there. VR. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you ain't about to do me like that.
I mean, let's say hypothetically, Nintendo does this, right? You know, when we talk about first party, even if we take modding out of the situation, the main demographic, which is the one that he says doesn't, care about this anymore.
They don't care about them anymore.
They don't own a PC to play these games. They don't. And even when you talk about the Roblox crowd, these kids play it on iPads or on Android tablets.
Mm-hmm.
They're not playing on PC. The streamers playing on PC, but these kids playing on iPads. So majority, if not all, their sales would still go over on Nintendo's console. And then even when you talk about the main crowd of like, okay, they, I don't like their hardware. That's the crowd that thinks brute force is going to fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
If Nintendo wanted Mario to look like this, then that's just what it's going to do. Like you going in there altering and changing stuff and adding ray tracing so Mario's overalls are shiny, like that's not changing anything. Like who has shiny overalls in real life? Like I don't. But that's all they do. They go and they just put a whole bunch of lighting in there, make stuff extra shiny. I don't know. And it's like, oh, this is what it could look like, but it looks bad. Yeah, that's not what it was intended for.
Yeah, that's the point. I think the main issue, and I think people don't understand, is Nintendo makes their games fit their console.
Correct.
It's not the other way around. I had an interesting conversation with somebody on Twitter today because he was saying, "Oh, Nintendo needs to get on the same power level." So I asked him, I'm like, "Look, I'm not even trying to start now.
Oh yeah,
I just want to know what would make you buy a third-party game on a Nintendo console if they were equal." He told me basically that, oh, well, I don't really like Nintendo like that. I'm more of a Sony fan. I just want them to. I'm like, so you just answered your damn question. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. They did it in the 6th gen. 6th generation, they did it.
Yeah.
They made up excuses for the GameCube. They made up so many excuses. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, they're not going to. I don't see Nintendo playing that game again because, number one, it's not sustainable. And number two, that's a quick way for them to get out of the industry that they pretty much saved.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see them doing that. I see them doing them. They're going to do what they do. Nintendo is at their best when they are weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think too, if they go PC, that's asking quite a lot of like Nintendo and a lot of their developers too. Because like you said, they are good with their hardware because they pick their hardware. They know their hardware.
Correct.
What happens when you have to deal with
All this other stuff.
Yeah, trying to figure out all other configurations and stuff like that. Like they don't have what was it? Is it Unreal? I can't remember what it was. Whatever it is that the Xbox has, so that it it translates over to like the older systems and it translates forward to the other systems and all that other stuff.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it,
but Nintendo's never had that. They don't have to do that. So now you're asking like, okay, y'all know this. Y'all have to focus on these parameters for this system. But by the way, after you're done with that, focus on PC too. Like everything.
Right.
Like,
and the other thing that I think people don't realize is Nintendo ain't as big as you think it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, they are a corporation. No, they are not as big as you think they are.
No.
They're not.
No, not in any kind of way. And that's doing some Square Enix stuff. Like you hemorrhaging money after that point. Like
and they're not gonna do that.
No.
They're not gonna do that.
No.
And that's the other thing too. Like you don't
smart delivery,
smart delivery, yeah. Thank you.
I often wonder, like, so the people that be complaining, saying that they need to get with the times or whatever, what's going to make you play Zelda on the PS5 or Xbox?
But I'm curious as into what times are we talking about? Because when we talk about PS5 and the Series X, they were outdated the moment they came out too.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
And on top of that, we were dealing with a chip shortage and a pandemic. Correct. So that makes it even worse. So they're not up to date. That's why I hate that they keep saying next gen. No, it's current gen. Dude, stop saying next gen.
Yeah. And then even too, somebody brought up a great point. The rumors about like the whole 8-inch LCD and then also it having the PS4 power, that we're still getting PS4 games. So like,
what are you talking about? Like,
so what are you complaining? We don't have but a handful of PS5 exclusives.
No.
Even then they're not worth playing.
Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is gonna be on PS4. You know how I know? I've got a pre-order for my PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
You know what blows my mind? The one game that just came out last year that everybody bows down to, Saint Holy Glory from Software. I didn't realize until Juice said it, but Armored Core 6 is a PS4 game.
Yeah,
it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wait, what?
Yes, it is.
From a business standpoint, Sony, there's no way in hell Sony is going to sit there and ignore 130 million plus people.
Just not going to.
They're not going to do that.
No. Even now, they're like, nah.
What, they got 35 million PS5s?
You see how long the PS2 lasted?
Yeah, there ain't no way in the world. And on top of that, remember, all of their consoles sell at a loss the first 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. That's why every last one of their consoles are on a 10-year time frame, regardless of when they drop a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They're all on a 10-year. That's why I'm sitting here. I'm like, y'all don't. A lot of people don't understand how business runs. I'm like, they gonna pretend like it has to play on the PS5. No, it don't.
No, it don't. And like you said, I mean, the PS5s. I'm not here to debate the sales. I mean, but we understand a lot of scalpers has a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
especially when we talk about here's the numbers of sales, but then software sales are even further down. Yeah. Like you mean to tell me people are buying consoles, not buying games? That doesn't make sense.
Make sense. Yeah,
but you see,
not just for the Blu-ray player.
Exactly. Nintendo consoles games go hand in hand with the software sales. Like there's a reason for that. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we've already established Xbox don't care where you buy it. The Xbox is like, hey, just do something with us, and that's all they care about.
Our name is not Capcom.
It's not. Like they'll do whatever.
Facts.
To join it, and that's true. I mean, and I don't know where this came from. I mean, the fact that I like Nintendo, you like PlayStation, you like Xbox, I don't know where that became a problem.
Yeah.
But then at the same time too,
gotta bragging rights.
Bragging rights, but then also too is broke rights too. Because let's be honest, if I bought an Xbox and let's say something comes out on PlayStation and I can't afford to get the PlayStation also, why are you not bringing that to my console? Because I just gave you $500. I need that game to come over here too. Because everybody wants a one-stop shop, and in reality, that's not going to work because then that in turn conflicts with what you were arguing about as far as monopolies were concerned when Microsoft bought Activision.
Right.
So you can't have it both ways. I get it. There is a time and space to where, a lot of these things do get cheaper, but because of social media, people want to be in the conversation so bad, they will go broke to be a part of the conversation. And if they can't, and I'm not gonna be a part of that, but at the same time, it's like to prevent themselves from going broke, they'll stick with one plastic box and say, "Hey, this is my plastic box. This is the best plastic box. This is why I paid $500." Like it's everywhere. Like even with me getting this Odin 2, I don't understand it. Like I go to the Reddit for Odin 2 because people really take the time to show you like, hey, this is how you change this setting, how you adjust this, how you do that to fix this and that and the third. Great community. But there are some people that just go in there to post and say, hey, I got mine today. Like, and that's it. People want to be a part of a group really, really bad. And I mean, that comes with all of us as human nature. You want to be a part of something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, with this, they're kind of going about it the wrong way. Of like, hey, look, this company loves me. No, they don't. They love your money, but
what's the song? I was like, Alicia Keys. Ooh, you don't know my name. Round and round we go. Will you ever know?
No, they would never. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad for them. I mean, it gets the content creators clicks. And let's be honest, all four of us, we know the right things to say and do if we really, really want to get up there on a viewer count. Yeah, I know the right things to say. Yeah. I can go that nasty route easily.
Yeah, we can get
keep that going. Well, J Biggs, thanks, man. So Sony's at 50 mil, but you're still not going to ignore that 130 plus mil. 130 plus mil.
Yeah,
not unless you match that.
Yeah, because we're in what year 4 or 5?
We're in year. Let's see, they came out 2020. We're in year 3.5 because it'll be 4.
I know it's crazy because I thought it was 5.
No, it'll be 4 for them in November.
That's right.
Because remember it's 2020. Because we was in a pandemic and people like we were in a pandemic and there was a chip shortage. So when they first came, people like y'all need to push these back because the chip shortage was a fact of life as well as the pandemic, and they were like, no, we got to get them out. And come find out, they really didn't even have nothing manufactured anyway. So they really could have waited a year and it would have been fine. Because that's when Phil Spencer came out and said, like, look, games are gonna be playable across our entire family for at least 2023, I think he said.
Yeah, he said 2023.
Yeah. So people were like, okay, cool, then I don't have to get a Series X right now. Right. I can wait.
Our games still dropping on the 1?
Yeah, there's a couple games still coming on the 1. Okay. Prince of Persia came on the 1.
Yeah.
They did things the right way. I'm talking ones that don't do it the right way. So
still trying to do the
move over to Xbox One X. If I'm not mistaken, PS4 and Xbox One X got Street Fighter 6. If I'm not mistaken,
they did.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why I made that comment. Like, wait a minute, the RE engine works on Switch. It does. And then I played the demo of Street Fighter 6. I'm like, yeah, this can actually be ported.
It all can.
Yeah, this can actually be ported over. But all right, whatever, dude. Like, whatever, man.
People still want to pretend like, Switch is ancient technology, but then games still come to PS4, and you're like, but wait a minute, this Switch is newer than the PS4, and that's getting the game. So, like, make that make sense.
Yep.
That's different though. The power of PS4.
I think they did it on purpose. Like I said, I told y'all about Mortal Kombat 1. I'm like, I think they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
With what they did with Switch and Steam Deck.
Yeah.
They did that on purpose.
Yeah.
And then when people started calling them out, that's when, we're gonna fix this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but you know better.
Yeah.
You know better.
Yeah. In the first place. What up, FL21? I see you in there. I see you in the chat. He said something a little bit early. Snuck in. He got his. He got his sneak in. I know. I seen you earlier, but I'm like, oh, maybe he wasn't in there. But yeah. I caught you. What up, man? Appreciate you coming through. Yeah. I think probably at this point we can all deduce that Nintendo is probably not going to go PC, especially if they're dropping a console. either this year or next year. Like that definitely ain't gonna happen. I don't even know why you would fix your mouth to even say that when. And maybe I'm not gonna give them too much credit. But we're talking about a company that just dropped a theme and a theme park.
Yep.
Yeah.
One who just dropped a movie that is
well over in the billions. Yeah.
And then has got a system that's geared is sitting in the top 3, trying to make its way to 1. So where are they failing?
Where's the negative?
Yeah.
They got the movie market, the theme park market, and the console market.
Right. And if you want to say the online is not good, I mean, I guess that's up to personal
thing.
I guess you can say it depends on the game, because like I've only had a couple problems with Smash a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart plays smooth.
Splatoon is great.
Warframe plays smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it depends. I guess it depends.
Yeah, DC Universe was really good too. So
yeah.
And Mario, half the time I don't even realize that I'm online. I'm like, yo, is these 8? No.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea I had it on, but yeah.
So I mean, that's why he didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah,
he had no clue what he was talking. He was just saying what he knows the North American audience wants to hear, or he perceives as what they want to hear, because that's what you see on social media. Because when he made the whole crack about social media, you do realize Nintendo had their own private social media thing on the Wii U that most people still want to come back. Because most people don't like when you actually sit down and ask, most people don't like X or Twitter and Facebook. They don't.
No, not for gaming. I wouldn't.
No, they don't.
No.
People don't know how to act.
It's a loud minority that do that. It's not like, because Miiverse was bumping all the way until they stopped the moderating, which was like 2016, right when they pretty much canned it.
Mm-hmm.
But Miiverse was on and popping. Like, it was always popping.
Like I said, any platform maker would be smart to have their own social group.
Yeah.
I'm like, granted, you go do your advertising on Facebook and X and Instagram. Like, do that for sure. But for the gamers, the ones that own your console, that play the game, like, give us an opportunity to, 1, show and verify that we own said game.
Yeah.
And then 2, be able to have those conversations online. Because I mean, there's plenty of games that I would love to go and talk to people about, either
Twitter,
but I wouldn't be doing it on Twitter. And then, and I think that also would help too with the whole random aspect of online play. Because I mean, trying to find people to play online randomly without it being somebody half your age or somebody dropping the N-bomb every now and again in a derogatory way. It's like, it's a dime a dozen. That's why I don't play online. Like, granted, I play single player games to get away, but there are some games I really want to try. Like, for example, Sea of Thieves. I tried that one time and it was a complete and utter disaster. But it's hard to do because people don't know how to talk. Like, they really do not know how to talk.
Right.
That's an unfortunate side effect of society, because if people think they can hide behind the avatar, and I'm like, y'all have no idea what some people know. You mess around with the wrong person, you're gonna find out the hard way.
Especially when these days you can find anybody online. It is really not that hard.
It's not that hard.
You not have to be a hacker to find somebody online.
Nah, people give up where they are all the doggone time.
Yeah,
this is the age of information, but at the same time, the age of people just giving away all types of information.
People don't understand survival, dude. But I found it funny because there was this meme going around talking about like an 80s bully versus a Gen Z bully, and pretty much the 80s bully would be bullied by the Gen Z. I'm like, I don't think you understand an 80s or 90s bully. That Gen Z person say one thing, he gonna miss all his fronts.
Yeah.
Wait. Say that one more time. You said a Gen what?
A Gen Z bully that would be basically giving an 80s bully shit, just basically talking back to him. I'm like, I don't think you understand what 80s and 90s bullies were. They threw hands, which means if the second you start being disrespectful and stuff, all of this is swole and you missing teeth.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, what they're trying to say is the Gen Z would just fight with words.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, clearly you didn't grow up.
Yeah.
In that time frame.
Yeah. Like,
You gonna tell that. Yeah, they gonna tell that 80s that bully off, but that 80s bully gonna
handle business.
They gonna break something off.
You gonna pull out your phone and
and that phone gonna get stolen.
Right.
See what he did to me.
You gonna pull out your phone and the phone gonna get stolen.
Exactly.
You gonna try to hit him on the technicality.
What's this? Oh, you a baller? Oh, okay.
That's mine now.
That Galaxy 24. Appreciate you, bro.
You gonna turn the detection off, this tracking off. All right, appreciate you. I appreciate you.
This on eBay.
Oh, you got them Jordans? Oh, run them.
Funny story, right? I had this girl I went to school with, wholesome as they can be, right? Mm-hmm. So where I used to reside with my aunt, and there's a place called Dothan, Alabama. There's the projects we used to call it the bricks.
I know what it said.
So she knew of somebody that resided out there, and so they was like, yo, come to the house, come hoop. So she's all right, cool. So she went over there, hoop, they out front playing basketball, whatever. Some dude walked by. He was like, yo, what size shoes you got on? She was like, size 7. No. She's like, yo, run them real quick. And so she looked at the frame. She's like, hey, like, so she literally went home without shoes. Like, all you had to run them shoes. Appreciate you. Like, and they're gonna thank you as if it was a gift. Like, oh, you want me to run them shoes.
When they say this, I just want to thank you for the blessing. That's the part that really gets you.
That's the disrespectful part. Like, yo,
did I just get robbed
for robbing me?
Right. And he gonna be at church Sunday?
Right.
With your shoes on.
But it was like, I feel like we grew up in the age of consequences. And right now, I mean, they stay behind this keyboard and there's no consequences. Mm-hmm. And if you say anything that they can sort of kind of, twist around, like, oh, look what they said to me. They pointed this at me because I was this type of person. Nah, no.
That's because you were being an ass.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like most times, yeah.
I remember there was like this America's, it was either America's Most Wanted or some show. Anyway, there was this there was like a 90s bully or something like that. Mm-hmm. This 90s bully was bullying this one dude like crazy. And the one dude finally stood up for himself.
Right.
So when he did that, the bully was like, oh no, I ain't finna have that. Dude followed him all the way home. Got to his house. There was a bat in the dude that was getting bullied's room or whatever. Long story short is that boy ain't here no more and that bully's in jail.
Yeah.
So if you Gen Z people can really realize how safe you are right now.
Yeah.
Like y'all just don't know. Like I wished I had that.
Yeah, like I said, now trust me, there's some youngins out here that go stupid on you, but I mean, right now they ain't the ones that's online.
Nah, because you and most times because like we just had to know how to throw. We had to learn how to throw hands. We just did. Mm-hmm. We just did because like I would tell anybody, my bullies was in my face. They weren't behind no keyboard.
Right.
No. The only time they was behind a keyboard is trying to figure out where you at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At time they had to do that.
Even with that, they had to do that.
Yeah. Depending on where you lived at, all they gotta do is talk to their auntie. Oh, I know her. I see. She stays like, God damn, really?
All my business out there.
Yeah, it's all your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny when one of your bullies is the FedEx driver now and they stop by the house. And your mama call you with them there like really, mom? You know
how I'm trying to handle the business.
Didn't you go to school with him? I know his mama.
All right.
So I guess the last piece before we get out of here, he said something about the mobile space being they aren't big in the mobile space now.
Well, you said who? What's not big in the mobile space?
Nintendo. It's not big in the mobile space now with all the other competition, all the other devices out there. Ah, to me, to a person, and Jack, you a little more into this than I am, but to me, the only two people really in the mobile space like that, is the Switch and the Steam Deck to me. Like those are really the only two devices that I consistently hear for the most part. Um,
There's nothing else, man. That PlayStation thing don't go nowhere. You got to be in the house.
So
I know
if we
you got the Lenovo and all that.
yeah, like the Go and the ROG Ally.
Yeah,
like those are the most accessible. But yeah, the market is oversaturated heavily. So I mean, but if we talk about getting into like the like full on handheld mobile space, there's a bunch of like Android devices, like companies from China making these handheld devices that are made from Android. They do Windows, you got Linux. So I mean, they're always coming out damn near year round. Like it's crazy.
But here's the thing: like they don't have all Nintendo got to do is drop a Mario game.
That's all they have to do. Like to me, that's where I kind of got pissed at the consumers, because when they did Mario Run, I'm like, fantastic. This is a one-time payment situation. Thank you, and they spit on it. So then when Nintendo came back with the monetization thing, they was like, "Oh, this is what we want." I was like, "So you just want to continue to pay money?
Like you stupid."
I never understood, but that's the mobile crowd though.
Yeah.
So when you look at certain games, the gacha games, they thrive on the mobile side. All the moms, all the wives, that's how Candy Crush got off. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the Genshin Impacts. They just dropped Star Rail, which is doing pretty good. Hell, Netflix, I didn't know Netflix has so many console games that's on mobile right now.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It threw me off that San Andreas. I keep asking people like, "Is that the real San Andreas?"
Yes, it is. And it runs better than the one that's on the consoles.
Wow.
Like I'm playing it on my own as we speak. But yeah, I mean, but they have that. They have what Little Nightmares. I think they have something else, and then also too, I wanted to pick up Monster Hunter Stories because 3DS version is wild on for a cost, but it's like $10 or $20 on Android and iOS. So there's a lot of console games coming to mobile, but when we talk about the mobile space in itself of what most people typically play, yeah, I mean, it's going to be the things that are free to play. So I mean, Nintendo can easily jump into it because they showed you. Like I can drop a Mario, I can drop a Pokemon. Because let's stop acting like Pokemon Unite is not one of the hottest Pokemon games on mobile right now, and Pokemon Go is still being played. I got people that work for me that's like, "Yo, hey, did you catch this Pokemon?" I was like, "I haven't played Pokemon Go in years." Like, they still on it.
Well, I'm on Nintendo's page right now, so I'm looking at like the smart device. Like they got Fire Emblem Heroes, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Animal Crossing by itself, they don't need to do nothing else. Mario Kart Tour,
yes,
and Super Mario Run. That's 4. They don't have to do. You mean to tell me Animal Crossing ain't moving money? We know Mario Kart Tour was.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, I think they just did what their final content release for Tour, so it's not like it was dead.
No, it wasn't dead. And a lot of stuff they moved on course to the
to 8.
So just so they can show it off.
Yeah.
And Super Mario Run is still going.
Yes.
And so is Fire Emblem Heroes. And I know a lot of people playing Fire Emblem Heroes. So once again, where you get your information from and who you talking to, dude? Because clearly you ain't do your research. Clearly.
Right here. Jay said it right here. That's what I was thinking. He said, I think it is YouTubers keeping all these handheld hybrid systems in business because I never see one.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That is a very very true statement because they send a lot of these devices to these content creators.
Yeah, they do.
So when you look at because I think you're gonna see one coming up pretty soon. Is called like one X player has like an X1 that's coming out. This thing looks ridiculous. Imagine having iPad Pro with controls on the side, so it looks like a huge PS Portal.
Oh man, it's almost like that window. Was it Windows? The Windows one, the super huge joint that had like the big old knobs.
Yeah. But the thing is, this you can detach this one, so it's like it has 3 gaming modes. You can do the tablet version, you can plug it up, or you can do it in handheld. And like I was telling Jay when I was talking about like all these hybrid systems with these handheld systems, Steam or Valve is the only one that can subsidize because Steam in themselves, makes them money. But for these other companies that have devices that are stronger than Steam, seeing as the rest of the community only thinks Steam is the strongest thing out there when it really isn't, because even the ROG Ally and the Legion Go is stronger than Steam Deck. But your content creator didn't tell you that, so therefore you're not going to pay attention to it. So there's other devices, the Loki, all these other devices are stronger. It's just you're going to pay $1,200 for it because these Chinese companies don't have a way to subsidize that cost. They need you to give all that cost. Like they need you to pay for that.
Run that.
They need you to run that. So I mean, it's a big market, but I think somebody's waiting to like really crack it, and it's hard to crack it when you're a Chinese only company because you don't have a way to sell it here. So like even for my Odin, I don't have anybody to call in the event something goes wrong. I got to go to the community because I can't call China and say like, yo, this is what's up, or get in contact with them. So that's where the problem comes into where with ROG, I could hit up Asus or I can hit up Valve with Steam. Like they're accessible.
Right.
So I think that's where people really gravitate more than anything. But there are a few content creators that really, like, I don't know. I feel like they don't play it. They just buy it and show it off and then call it a day. So I don't know how in the world you have all these devices and you play all of them. It doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is.
There's no way if you have a full-time job.
And not at all. I mean, well, if you do this YouTube thing full time, then that's
that's
thing.
different.
But as far as the handheld side of it, for anybody on here, like we know the Steam Deck is not the strongest hybrid out there. If anything, I think what the Legion Go right now is, and then there's like another one that's getting ready to come out. It's like a metal claw or something like that. It's coming out here in the stateside and it's supposed to kill it. But I mean, they all share the issues. The Steam Deck, you better be pretty proficient in Linux if you really want to do all the stuff people were talking about. With our ROG Ally, do not put an SD card in because it will burn out your SD card. They still haven't fixed the issue. They've said they are aware of it, and they still haven't fixed it. So
I know one person has that I work with. He has a ROG Ally. He likes it, but
it's a great device.
Yeah, he likes
just gonna put an SD card in it.
Yeah, he doesn't have one. But I mean, but to Jay's point, I'm like, I don't see a lot of them. I don't.
You'll see more.
I think I've seen one at Best Buy. One maybe at Best Buy.
GameStop just started putting theirs on display around here. Just started doing it because it took over the Quest display.
I think that's what's crazy. So when we talk about Nintendo being in the market, whether it doesn't really at this point, yes, they're very much still in the mobile market, if you will. But at this point, it don't matter what comes out. What new mobile device comes out, because the mind share, because they hold 99% of the mind share right now. Like whether it does or doesn't come out this year, the Switch 2 is on everybody's mind. Like
it's gonna be on everybody's mind.
That is the main focus right now. Like,
and all they got to do is here's new Mario, here's Metroid finally. Yeah. And then here's Mario Kart 9, or if they want to switch it to 10, because apparently everything has a problem with 9. So, like, here's Mario Kart 10, and there you go. Everybody else has been forgotten. That's it. Yeah. Oh yeah, MSI Claw. Yep, that's the next one coming up. Yep.
And God forbid they put out Arms 2 with Lil Mac in it.
That's it. Like they have the IP, and that's the one thing that Sony keeps giving up, and what Microsoft just never really had, other than Halo and Gears and Forza. But I mean, it's one of those things to where IP will always be king. And then for anybody who's like, oh well, the reason why they sell so much is because they've been around for so long. Ask Crash what he's doing. Right. Ask Spyro ask Tomb Raider. Ask Lord Croft what she's doing right now. Right.
That's why I always get mad at Sony. I'm like, y'all had
it
killer lineup to match Sega and Nintendo.
I swore Crash was so deep into Sony. I thought that was their mascot. I thought
him and Spyro, Sly and Jack and Daxter. I swore that would they.
I would get Delara too.
Yeah,
Laura,
yeah. But they let it go. Cause Activision picked them up, and I forgot who. I forgot who picked up Tomb Raider first. Because it wasn't. Was it Eidos?
From Crystal Dynamics.
Eidos.
Yeah, they picked them up. Yeah, so I'm like, I mean, whatever, man.
But I mean, the fact that you had Crash at Pizza Hut, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing, or outside of Nintendo's.
That was funny.
You had it. You had it. And you let it go. But the thing is, I guess they just want to move on to the new stuff. But this is what's biting them in the behind right now.
They were trying to keep up with Microsoft, because as soon as Sega went third party and Microsoft came in, they were like, oh, well, we got money too. And what they failed to realize was not like Microsoft.
No, you ain't got money like Microsoft.
You ain't got money like Microsoft.
Microsoft will buy themselves out of trouble. No.
Yeah. No. Like, they can withstand having a $2 billion loss. Your behind can't. And they found that out with that PS3 having that HDMI issue. Remember, the first PS3s was melting.
Yes.
I will never
forget. I know.
I was in a GameStop. In the display model. The people were playing it, and all of a sudden we started smelling plastic. I'm like, y'all smell that plastic? We turn around. The display, the HDMI was melting inside the display. We had to they had to close it down, and
that's crazy.
Jelly.
Yeah,
that happened in the damn GameStop.
My motherboard burned up on the fatback. Yeah.
And people be forgetting about that yellow light of death. Everybody want to go after 360.
Like,
PS3 had one too.
Because I think that's when Sony had their first, I think it was like $1 billion loss.
Yeah,
they had to replace that.
But I say again, man, out of any of these companies, I feel like the one to sell the most. And I think it's not to do with mind share. I just think they've solidified that thought of like PlayStation, like the PlayStation console, like that's the console they'll have. Is if they all went PC, I think there's heavy enough fanboys. Like we have fans. Nintendo got fans.
Oh yeah.
But Nintendo's fan community is about 14 million. I would say whatever the Wii U numbers. Yeah. Whatever the Wii U numbers is, that's how many actual fans they have. Yeah. I think Sony's is easier because I think there's also parents and stuff like that. Like, oh, they want a mature console. I don't know what that means because they're all plastic, but they want a mature console. So we'll just get them this PlayStation instead of buying a whole computer for them. And I think that's really where it kind of changes up. But yeah, outside of that, Nintendo, I don't know what he's talking about. Nintendo is fine.
Yeah, they've been better than fine. It's past like I cross my fingers that Game Freak get their stuff together. Honestly, with Nintendo having 33% share, I feel like they should be able to say something. Like, yo, you messing up money. Dude, get it together.
Are they messing up money though? Because every time they drop something, it sells.
Which is true. But I think Nintendo, the way I look at it is, yes, your main Pokemon fans are going to pick it up, but at the same time too, this kind of puts a blemish on you, because it's the same way with everything. When Pokemon Go dropped, Nintendo stocks went up.
Yeah.
And then so where are these bubbles coming from? But whenever whenever like this drops, and we saw it online, and people had to keep repeating themselves, Nintendo doesn't make Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it keeps getting associated with them. So my thing is like, hey, we know we don't make it, and they keep blaming us for it. Get it together. Yeah. Otherwise, we coming in here and we shutting something down because I don't have time for this. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be like one of the top games that we put out here that sell on our platform, you need to be on the same scale as a Zelda. You need to be on the same scale as a Mario. Like, you can't be releasing stuff like this. You can't do that.
I feel like too, because when you say that, it also they did the same with Metroid, and then Metroid, in my opinion, Metroid is a lesser title than Pokemon is.
Correct.
Very much so.
Money. If they can, if who is it? Namco? If Namco could come in and be like, well, this is our idea, and they like, yeah, no, Retro, what y'all doing? Like, I feel like you could do the same with the Pokemon company. Like, hey, this is what we came up with.
I don't think they can actually do it like that, though.
I feel like you at this point, y'all have had a long enough relationship to where you gotta respect what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
Like I'm not. I know I can't make you do nothing, but come on, dude. Like this right here was a spit in the face. Like you dropped this broken game.
Listen, we friends. Like we're real cool. We're buddies. You know.
I need to tell you about yourself.
We got steaks and stuff. Listen, if you ever need help with your homework,
right?
Monolith, like I can send some people from Monolith over here real quick. You know,
right?
We hired 300 more people for them.
Yeah,
so
you know what I'm saying? Like they're qualified. They know how to do the job. Like all you gotta do is just ask them. Matter of fact, I'll give you the number. I won't even ask them. You can just be like, hey, I got this number from such and such. Can you help me out? Like I got you. It's easy. So I don't know how that's not a thing. Like
I don't either, man. Like my thing is, it's one thing for them to be bringing in money, but then the imagery of the company, like you can't do this, dude. Come on.
Because I think it's one of those situations where I understand what y'all saying, but at the same time, like to be fair, some of the Pokemon fans, they
want everything.
Oh, they gonna get everything. To Pokemon's credit, I've never seen it this bad. Like I've never seen a game run this bad.
Yeah,
so
I would say that too.
So at this point, and to give them some form of credit, while Arceus was kind of like that step into the real open world aspect of it, it didn't have a lot in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, beginning of time, so you could really spread stuff out. It wasn't a lot of assets taking place. But when you show up with Scarlet and Violet and there's a full decked out game, come on, dude. Like you knew what this ran like.
I think too, and it's funny because you'll never actually hear a person like anybody who I've talked to who's played Scarlet and Violet. They will never say anything about the story ever. They'll never be like, well, the story was trash. Pokemon designs were trash. Like the game was all the way trash, all the way. It's really just the way that it runs. It's like that's the only problem.
So that tells you exactly what you need to know. If the game ran like it was supposed to, this would be a freaking amazing game. Because even the last DLC that just came out, people are going nuts over the DLC. But the thing is, that's how you know the game is that good. If I'm willing to put up with this mess to play it,
but I heard that people actually enjoying the raids and stuff though.
They are. They did the same thing with the last one, but the thing is, they hate how it runs, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
So, okay, because I don't play Pokemon like that. So do y'all think they should just stick with the Arceus? Because I know like Arceus. The Arceus thing was the beginning of time, so that's how they got around, where they could actually. Because to me, that was a test game anyway.
Yeah,
testing what they wanted to do with it,
and not really that. It's not really like they've messed up on the concept. Not that at all. And like I would like the catch mechanic to be in there. I would love for the catch mechanic to be in that actual game. But it's more so like. Dang, because that's how you know it's really, really bad. I can't think of another franchise of Nintendo's that really runs that way. Like,
no, I can't either.
EAD and Newman's team ain't gonna have that.
Yeah, no, they don't play that. So that's why it really throws me off. Because like, if you're like, well, what other game can you compare this to as far as how it runs? None of them. Like, I can't.
You really can't. The closest thing you get, and I wouldn't, because this was what outsourced, is the Hyrule Warriors. Hyrule Warriors. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and Hyrule Warriors really, that's because we all know what that
the
is.
Engine. Yeah, we know that's the engine. But so when it comes down to Pokemon in itself, like I agree with its past. I don't understand the whole concept of trying to throw all these Pokemon into one game.
Because people were asking for it. People were saying, I have my Pokédex and you need to put every Pokemon I have. I have certain Pokemon that leveled up to certain levels, and I want to put them in the game. Like it's not.
But I think this comes back to what you said, Jay. Then, if that is the case, then you need to have a stadium, almost like that. That's for every generation, because at that point you can take what you caught from how many other games we dropped, put them because you got the Pokemon Home or Pokemon Bank, play them over there the same way we did when we had Yellow, we had Red, and we had the 64. Plug that bad boy in there, and then my Pokemon are in Stadium. Because we're at over 1,000 at this point.
Yeah,
like
that's another problem too. Like I don't think people understand how coding works. So like that's gonna be a monumental task.
Oh, they got the same animations they did in like 3 generations ago.
Well, you're not. So do you want it to look like? Do you want your Pikachu to look like Pikachu in Scarlet and Violet, or do you want it to look like Pikachu in 1992's Game Boy?
Right.
Is that what you want it to look like? Because then you're gonna be complaining about that.
Correct.
I'm like, yeah, they probably just need to come up with a whole new series. That's what I'm saying. Like, bring back the Coliseum series. Just do it like that.
Yeah. I think too, honestly, and I think this is what's so funny now that you bring it up, because it's really almost a Call of Duty type of situation. You notice how every year when a new Call of Duty, well, they're not new anymore because they've been trying to rehash the same games.
They're not new.
You notice how back then new Call of Duties would always come out and everybody would be like, oh, I wish I had this gun, or I wish I had Nuketown or this level or whatever, and they would always bring back maybe one gun or 2 guns and always bring back Nuketown, and you would get that same time, every single time. Oh, I wish I had this gun. I wish I had this gun. But they would never do it. But you would never hear people like, oh, I'm all bent out of shape because this gun is not in it. Everybody started off on the same level at that point. You started all over, just like everybody else. Pokemon is the exact same way, except you have 1,000 guns instead of over 1,000 guns instead of just, the 7 that they end up giving you. But it's the exact same way, like how Call of Duty does War Zones, is like, even if you had a free stadium game that you could play on the Switch, where you would have to pay, whatever for your bank. Because I know they do, don't they still do the paid stuff for the bank?
Yeah.
So you have your payments for the bank, but then you can just play online for free with the Pokemon that you already have. That is not stopping anything from the franchise. Like, that's correct. As a matter of fact, you might actually get a few more buyers into that because they're like, oh, this is free and I can only get it on the Switch.
Correct.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. Go catch your Pokemon in whatever version you got. Train them up, bring them to this other game, see if you can compete with other people. Yeah. That's the only way you're gonna really make it work. Because right now it seemed like with the Scarlet and Violet, it was trying to take like somewhat of a MMO route, in a way, and it didn't work. And so I'm like, okay, I get it. And then like Ispaz was saying, like, I don't think it's a pride thing. I honestly feel like from what they were showing with this, they start so early in the process. I don't even know if they even really take the time to even think about bringing people in, because from what they were saying, they start drawing and start figuring out these Pokemon very early. And then it's not even a situation of like, oh, that design's cool. They pretty much said, if you got to get the design right and it has to make sense, like they have to have a backstory. If they don't have a backstory, they getting canned. Yeah, so the fact that you have to come up with these different Pokemon every generation, like at least 150 every generation, then they have a team that goes to whatever location they want to scout for the game and got to do their education on that. And then you find a way for them to play into the world. You got the story and the whole 9 yards. And then it also has to be compatible with the anime, along with the cards, along with the merchandise. It's too much.
It's too much.
So it comes down to.
So they got.
They got too. I feel like they're too big for themselves. Yeah. Like kind of circling right back down to Power World. The guy said the project was too big. They didn't know what they were doing, so they had to bring in help. To really, like, they had, I think they even said like middle schoolers that was like really like helping them out. So it's like they had no clue what they were doing, because the games they've done before, they just, okay, we take that's popular, put it together, and we drop the game. Yeah. So now I feel like Game Freak has gotten too big for whatever I think they ever imagined. Because even they've said before, we didn't think Pokemon was going to be this big. and then it blew up the moment it hit the States.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, yes, you need to start getting some more help, and also cut back on these spinoffs. Like it's too. I don't know who's handling these spinoffs, but you talking about dungeons. You talk about you know any mobile games.
But that goes back to the anime though, because they have like every time they do a spinoff, there's an anime that comes with it. At least 30 to 50 episodes.
They gotta dial it back because I mean, like I said, I never thought in a million years they would ever get rid of Ash. But obviously, you're okay with change. But that let me know you're okay with change, though.
Yeah.
So it's like at this point, it's like okay, I like the idea of Arceus. I don't ever foresee them really canning the main line to kind of continue that. I mean, I think that would continue to be a spinoff for whatever reason, or just let it be a test bed for anything new you want to try and see how people respond to it. Cool, use that. But when we talk about the main game, like the catching mechanic for that should have stayed from Arceus, and the fact that it didn't was wild. But the fact that they have this, okay, we want to try open world for the first time, not with these sections, but open world for the first time. We want to add MMO elements into it, and we also want to do this new game style that we got from Arceus. Bro, you tried way too fast with so many Pokemon too. On top of that,
because I don't think Game Freak is that big.
I just looked it up. I was just about to say that as of 2022. There's only 169 people.
Ain't no way in the world, dude.
More people than that.
Because what does Creature do?
Huh?
What does Creature do?
Oh, I don't know.
Don't they do the design work and some of the environment work?
I think so.
Because to keep that in mind, Monolith, which is way newer than Game Freak at this point, they have 264.
That number should have been up because remember they just hired.
It's still growing, yeah.
Yeah, they hired a whole bunch of people too. So because we still don't know what that other game is, and they are doing that medieval game and another Xenoblade game.
Yeah,
so those are going side by side.
So that's crazy. That's.
I mean, they seem like Nintendo gets a lot of help from Bandai too. Like, go holler at Bandai.
Oh
yeah.
Because I mean, I think they were doing Digimon at one point in time, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So they already familiar then. Go ahead and go holler at them because Cyber Sleuth ain't coming back out. So go today.
Little Town Hero. I remember that.
Oh, y'all remember that game too?
Yeah. Only survived like 2 seconds.
Me too.
But yeah, with that small of a group, you would have to imagine. So what does the Pokemon company themselves do?
Bro, I think Pokemon company. Yeah, somebody's got to be doing the drawing, but I think there has to be a team that manages like all of them in the sense of like, okay, what y'all doing with the anime? All right, y'all ready? Who's doing the cards? All right, cool. Who's doing the game? Like, I think somebody has to be there managing all of that to get released at around the same time because they're not really staggered like that. Because I don't even hear about the anime until the game shows up. So when the game shows up, I'm like, oh, you got an anime for that too? I had no idea.
And you know that the animes don't turn around quick like that.
No, they don't.
Yeah, because I was just about to say at this point. Oh, side note, what up, Geronimo? Appreciate you coming through, man. Side note, the anime to Scarlet and Violet is almost a year, or even more than that, because
was it a year after?
They haven't even dropped have they dropped the first episode of Scarlet and Violet yet?
I thought they did. I thought they did.
No, I thought they did too.
Yeah.
So did something else come out? Because the last thing I remember is they did the whole thing, the farewell to Ash thing. They made a big deal about that. And then I remember there was supposed to be a movie.
That was last year though, right?
They showed off the Pokemon. What is it right now that's out? Pokemon, the one that almost looks like the who's the girl with the buttons? The little animation with the girl with the buttons, button eyes. Coraline. In that Coraline style. I can't think of the name of the. Okay. But it's on Netflix. So they showed off.
That.
I
think that's supposed to come out later this year.
But so wait.
What does Pokemon Horizons represent then?
Who?
Pokemon Horizons.
I think
That's the
the
series.
That might be the new one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
new one.
well, they said the first date was December 28th, so it already did come out.
Oh, so it did come out.
Yeah,
Which one?
that's
which one are you
Horizon.
talking about?
Horizon.
Yeah.
So that's the new one. That's representative of Scarlet and Violet. So we're talking about a game that came out in Pokemon, and 2023,
22.
Yeah.
and the game came out in 22. So it's almost a
Yeah.
year later now. So and when, like you said, Jay or Jack, the games used to be synonymous with the
It used to.
with the shows. So
Well, but that's because you got to remember you were using the same assets. You had everything already there, so
yeah,
it was easy to just throw Ash in there and just say, okay, he's going to this region now.
right.
Basically,
And he was, I think even then, I think all last year they were trying to finish up that tournament anyway. So
Yeah.
that was the whole point, because they was like, they made a really, like, I ain't never seen nothing like everybody getting hyped because he finally won. But I'm like, I did not realize Ash sucked that bad.
well, it wasn't really 27 years. It was more like a couple years, and he got it right. But for the rest of us, we had to wait for 27 years. It's just like watching
That
One
was
Piece.
27 years.
This man has not really. Luffy really hasn't aged like that. But
No, he really hasn't.
a thousand plus episodes later, and it's been
Man,
years.
don't
and
even
years.
remind me. I stopped watching One Piece, bro.
Look, man, all
after he went Gear 5, I stopped, bro. I was like,
Look, all I know is Ash got killed twice by Mewtwo in that first movie.
He did. He did.
Like, Mewtwo was not playing around.
After he died, he learned how to talk to every single legendary Pokemon
Which
via
is wow.
English.
and came back out and got killed. It got
Yeah.
smacked right back down.
that man beat you into a new language. That
Yeah.
wow.
He learned he could talk to Lugia, and it beat the sidekick ones. You know what I'm saying?
So that let you know he a little off his rocker. Like, yeah, me too did some work.
I mean, his mom did literally throw him out the house at 10 years old. So
Yeah, like,
It's just
he
so wild to
survived.
me.
He survived.
That's
I bet she would feel amazing. She would feel amazing if she knew that he had already died.
I don't think she cares.
Can you imagine? Like, you hear parents now, like, oh man, you know, my kids be at my house at 18.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that 8 years sooner. Like,
Yeah.
go play with some Pokemon.
Yeah, you know what
go
I'm saying?
catch some
Like,
stuff.
I
You would
had
test
watched
me.
you. I had watched you for
Just be the
9
Pokeballs.
years. I've been carrying your butt for 9
You a
whole
man
years,
now.
working hard.
Hey, Jay, when
When
you say Horizon came out?
They had got down here December 28th.
Well, the Netflix one ain't until March of this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's on like Crunchyroll or something like that.
Yeah, and their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you.
Because remember, like, Pokemon they started putting the anime on their YouTube channel now too.
Yeah.
The original 4 episodes.
Okay.
Remember that original 4 episodes that came out in like '99? I want to say with actual red and green in it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
on
yeah,
there.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
only 4 episodes. That one's on there. That OVA or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say they showed off the joint. They had the whole the actual Pokemon the video game with Red and
Yeah.
Pokemon 150. They had that. They had that one on there too. I was like,
Okay.
hey, y'all really took away all Mewtwo's overpowered skills, huh? Y'all just making him just
Now,
regular.
well, the last episode of the OVA, Mewtwo came out of Pimp Slap Red.
He did. He
Yeah,
did
Pimp
do
Slap
that.
Red. Like, look, I didn't kill the ass. Don't make me kill you.
Right.
Right. I'm looking at this wiki. Yo, they didn't really skip a beat until just now. So it looks
So it
like
must have caught up with him, dude. That's-
so Master Journeys was from December 2020 to December 2021. Ultimate Journeys was the one from December 2021 to March of this year. Of last year, excuse me. And then now Horizons kicked off April of last year.
April last year.
Yeah, I
Okay.
keep forgetting we're not in 2023 anymore, and that's my
Yeah.
bad. But it was like, but yeah, Horizons kicked off April of last year. So they actually that was like so Ultimate Journeys was the only series I'm seeing up here that ran for 2 years. The other ones just ran for a year and then they jumped into the next series.
Into the next series. Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Because I think that was during the time where like you could flip animations really quick.
Yeah.
Because of how easy it was to copy and paste assets and stuff.
Right.
and if you're using the same studio. So if you're using
Yeah.
Mappa to do all your stuff, then Mappa don't have to worry about going to find it from Dean or somebody else. So
Yeah, because I mean, you think about it. I mean, you got that's kind of Dragon Ball's problem right now.
Yeah.
Like everybody's touching One Piece, everybody's touching Dragon Ball, everybody's touching what's another one that's running right now? It seem like it's all the same artist.
Yeah.
Like the only ones that I know that aren't doing that is My Hero, Demon Slayer, but they're not weekly either. They do it by series. So if they do an arc, they do that. Bleach is the same way. They settled on their one, but once again, that's coming out in core, so it's not being weekly. Like I think the weekly ones are the ones that have those issues.
They get trouble.
Yeah, you have to have so many.
You gotta do the series before you get done with most of the series, or at least before you start dropping the episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, I hope they do get it together. Even though I'm not as big into Pokemon as I used to be, I still look forward to doing the whole RPG elements of it.
Yeah.
And like, because right now, like I'm playing Pokemon Unbound, which is a fan made situation, and it's based off of Fire Red. But yeah, I mean, the fact that you have fans that are putting in good stories, good elements into these games. Come on, like,
granted, what it means. There's only one way to fix this game. There's only one way to fix it.
What's that?
Pokemon Warriors.
Here you go. Like, until they fix the engine, bro. No. Like,
you want to play the Pokemon Warriors, man? Come on now.
No, because
I ain't gonna lie,
they've had this engine since PS2. They won't let this engine go. They
will not let the engine go.
This thing is an old Chevy that they just will not fix. This thing
they dropped the engine out and put a new engine in. They will not give it.
Like, this is a 200,000-mile car that they will not change.
Nope.
Like,
they won't do it.
Slap some more oil on it. It'll be all right. It'll be okay.
Because
I was get the 300,000. You can get 300,000.
I used to be a part of the crowd that was like, "Yo, this game has to run better whenever like the PS3 would drop or PS4." I was like, "It's got to be." And now I was like, "How in the world does it still run like this?" that was a little ignorant me. And then I started looking. I was like, "Hold on, y'all doing this on purpose?" But the fact is, it kind of goes right back to it. Japan eat these games up.
Oh yeah, they love it.
I'm not changing nothing. You keep buying it.
Yeah,
that's the equivalent of their Bethesda. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's nostalgic.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about
the game is nostalgic. But
the funny thing about the Warriors games is, I think it's because I think like I don't think people like Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors that much anymore. It's because of every other thing. It's like Hyrule Warriors, Gundam Warriors, One Piece Pirate Warriors. Because they take so many licenses and jump them into different things. That's why.
That's where the appeal comes from.
That's how they be getting all these people. Because I remember the Gundam one. The Gundam one wasn't bad. Dragon Quest has a Warriors game out, and well, it came over here for PS4, but they had 2 Dragon Quest Warriors games. They're on the Switch, but they're only on the Switch in Japan.
Right.
And but over here they came with Sony. Dude, the game was fun, but it's the same. It's the same problem. Fate Stay Remnant. I love Fate Stay Remnant. That game is off the chain. Same damn problem.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing. They're doing something right, because my son literally like, "Dad, I need One Piece Warriors 4." I was like, "Wait a minute. I know that game's been out for a minute." And so but it was because they still add content to it. It's the only One Piece game with Gear 5 Luffy in it.
Yeah.
So
and they brought in Green Bull and the other guy,
So they're adding content to it, but I'm sitting there watching them play, and I was like, "Bro, for real?"
Yeah.
Like,
that game is awesome, dude.
When you really like a game, you ignore all the flaws.
You ignore it, and that's
no. When you pimp slap Kaido in his dragon form, and you choke slam Big Mom, that's when you like it.
Bro, because I was like, y'all just not trying no more. Like,
because it's like, I'll put it like this: when I play like Age of Calamity, right? Alroy's Age of Calamity. Some of the combos they got me doing with like Link and Urbosa, bro, dude, they gave me what I wanted. I get to fight as Urbosa and clear out a whole goddamn section of the screen.
Right.
So
I don't know, man.
I don't. Force, I forget. That's who does it.
Oh yeah, Megaforce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Megaforce. The same guys that work with Team Ninja.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just ask, hey, fix them so that way these games run smooth. So
Yeah,
that we
get
can
that
play.
Pokemon Warriors first though.
But it's crazy though, because when I stopped and really thought about it, I was like, okay, well, where did all this, acclaim come from? But I remember we were really in a point in time between, I think, before we went into the 360 PS3, it was about seeing how many bodies we can get on the screen at one time.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, man, we got 1,000 people on the screen at one time, and like, yeah, you might not want to do that because now.
But then they showed you do this fire move, and you just had to go with it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just waiting for that because there's another game I'm waiting for that should get a Warriors game. I'm waiting for Mario Warriors. I'm waiting for
Mario Warriors,
Metroid Warriors,
Warriors,
Smash Brothers Warriors, Forza Warriors,
Forza Warriors,
Forza Motorsport Warriors, Gran Turismo Warriors.
I think the Forza Warriors you looking for is going to look a lot like what's the popular game?
Rocket
League. Yeah. They gonna make the version of Rocket League.
Skull and Bones Warriors that comes out before Skull and Bones.
More like Good and Evil.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm gonna need Def Jam Fight for New York Warriors.
You know what? One would assume we would have it the way that Def Jam keep promoting on their damn Twitter.
I know,
like if you get a million followers or likes, then we'll show you something. Showed us nothing.
Because they keep talking about like, well, what city y'all want us to take it to? I'm like,
right.
Yeah, Atlanta, Miami, Vegas, LA, New York, and somewhere else that they keep asking for. I'm like, stop asking. Y'all know y'all not doing this.
They're not doing nothing.
Right.
Stop asking.
You got so many artists right now that would want so much money they would never pull it off.
Take it to Mississippi. Let's just take it to Mississippi.
I think some of the older rappers would do it like Snoop and Nas because they already established. But them young bucks,
They gonna want a lot of bread for that.
Want the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me 007 Warriors. Let me see what that looks
like. With all the different bonds, I'll play that.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
With Roger Moore, Sean Connery, Tim Dalton, Pierce. I'll do that.
I don't know how you remember all these damn actor names. Dude,
nerd. I grew up watching movies. So
if it ain't a Regina Hall, I don't know who you talking.
Listen, you gonna leave Cam? Oh no, that's Nia Long. I was gonna say you gonna leave Cameron Woman alone.
Nah, he's about to
Actually, Geronimo, Xenoblade Warriors would actually, especially with after 3. I could. Yeah,
definitely.
And
don't we have a Xenoblade Warriors?
No, we don't.
No, I'm thinking of Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
stupid.
Yeah,
all right.
Because the main villain needs to be Klaus with this punk.
Final Fantasy Warriors would have happened, but I think they went the city route, and I think that's where.
They did the city. The city was alright. It just
it was cool.
You know, I'm gonna need one just out the box. I need one not expected. I need like a Ghost of Tsushima Warrior. Huh?
F-Zero Warriors.
Nah.
That's F-Zero. That's F-Zero. F-Zero 99, sir.
y'all missing the whole point, man. We need an NBA Live Warriors.
They did that too.
I need either a SpongeBob or a Lion King Warriors. You know what I mean?
Do you know how hard
I need a Disney Warriors?
A Disney afternoon Warriors game would be. You know how hard
Disney Warriors would be kind of tight though.
I know, right?
Until you get to the Lion King level.
Oh yeah. Or the Bambi level.
Or the Bambi level.
So essentially, you just doing what Kingdom Hearts stopped doing, and that's what Disney characters in there.
Right. There we go. There we go. You right.
You know what, Jack? You are absolutely right. Kingdom Hearts Warriors.
That would be dope. Like have the Keyblade Wars.
Do the actual war instead of making us play through another 300 hours of stuff that makes absolutely no sense.
Because you didn't watch the movie, you really don't know.
So. Yeah.
Did you see the OVA? No. All right, then it ain't gonna make sense.
The OVA don't make sense. The OVA doesn't make sense. So
you didn't watch the OVA though.
No, I didn't watch the OVA. You know what burnt me off of OVAs? Yu Yu Hakusho. That's what burnt me off of OVAs.
Are you talking about the Poltergeist Report one or the other one?
Whichever one had different voice characters, which was god awful.
Yeah,
like I was like, hold on, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, because Poltergeist Report, they turned it to a movie, but the first one that they did was the one where they used the Canadian voice actors, not the American voice actors.
Man, when I turned that on, I was like, wait a minute. I turned it off so
fast.
Sound
right. Yeah. Especially Hiei voice. Hiei voice was like, who is this?
Yeah, that's why I stopped messing with it.
And I didn't even know they did that a lot. So I was playing what was it? One Piece Grand Adventure. Mm-hmm. I didn't know they used the 4Kids voice.
Yeah, characters. They did.
And then so it was like, oh, it's not Zoro, it's Zolo. I was like, who is Zolo? Yeah. Like, oh, okay, y'all just really went and changed everything, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
That's why nobody really cares for because like 4Kids messed up a lot of anime.
I see.
Because like the original Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's what you told me, and I was like, wait a minute.
Watch that. I'm like, bro, the original Yu-Gi-Oh, that show was not for kids.
They made it for kids.
Because the some of the things they were talking about, and then like with One Piece, you could do the first like 3 or 4 arcs like that, but you got a heavily sensory, which is what they did. But if you go back and watch the original stuff, it makes more sense. That's why I'm like, I didn't understand 4Kids. I'm like, do y'all think that every anime is a cartoon or something? Because
yeah, they do.
So, all right, that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Man, we actually went over. This was a great conversation. Oh, yeah. See, for a conversation that I just thought we were gonna rip one and be like, and that's it. we actually had a long combo for it. So thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you to our moderators, Trinell and Brandon Smith. Thank you, Geronimo, Ispas, Exodia, Miss K. Appreciate you coming. Nightwolf came in here. Triple M, Dark Void. Yeah, man, y'all came and showed some love. I appreciate you guys, man. This is what we love. This is what we love, having engaging conversations. Before we get out of here, let my guests come through and pimp out what they got. We'll start with Jack. What you got?
So I finally fixed the issue as far as streaming is concerned. For anybody that didn't see on the Winging It podcast, I'm looking to start streaming with my Odin 2. Got pretty much everything set up, but because I chose to go with a Mac M1, my Elgato doesn't work. But through some Reddit posts here and there, people introduced me to Screen Copy. I had to do some things in the terminal, but essentially plugging up my Odin 2 because it's an Android device to my Mac, and it screens, like it mirrors my screen, so I can do that, put it with Streamlabs, and it shows up. I've been doing some testing from just like a recording standpoint, and at first it was still chugging even with it mirroring, because at first I had bought like a $20 program to where I could do screencasts, but I thought that was an issue, but apparently I had to go and change some settings in Streamlabs with some bit rates and things of that nature, and so now it runs smooth. So I'm gonna run a couple more tests before I go on the streams, and it looks like a photo show. But once I get it running and get it going, I'll pick out a game, because a lot of games I want to play, I haven't touched them because I was going to do them for streams. So I haven't touched my Mystical Ninja, I haven't touched Streets Volume 2, I haven't touched NFL Streets, I haven't touched any of those games because I'm waiting for the stream. But that should be coming up pretty soon. I'm gonna test some more this week, and then I'll put out like a post on Twitter whenever I feel like I got everything up and running. And then I'll definitely let you guys know when I will be streaming for the first time, because I've never streamed before. So definitely be my first go around.
Most definitely. All right, Jay, what you got?
Winging It podcast tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all probably gonna be mad at us for this, but
that was the name of
the title. I'm sorry, but yeah, that is the name of the title. Y'all probably gonna be mad at us. I'm apologizing ahead of time.
Vito, what you got?
Vito Variances on Thursday, Vitoverse on Friday. This week's Vitoverse, I said I was gonna live stream some Tekken 8, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. And then we have our 1 year anniversary on Friday. So
dope.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, definitely. Trying to get some of y'all winging it crews over there. So definitely, I'm gonna probably hit y'all up after this and stuff.
Oh yeah.
See what's going on. But shout out to Noto. He's not streaming for a minute. He has some things that he has to take care of. But hopefully he'll get back up, streaming or whatever like that. And other than that, I'll be here every Saturday. Hopefully. You know what I'm saying? I almost missed the days. But you know what I'm saying? But definitely that's pretty much all I got.
It was his birthday, right?
No, he don't got no birthday. It was just his party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So here at 9:00 every Saturday, unless I have some friends over the seas coming in, it's the Sandstorm Show. As you can find me on Vitoverse, co-hosting for that on Fridays, like Vito said, every other Friday at 9:00, and then on Monday is Sunday is the Winging It podcast. Like Jay said, 7:00 Eastern Standard Time. And on Monday is the Joe podcast, what we just had last week doing the game of the year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that because I made the sacrifice to let other people play basketball at the church, even though I didn't play basketball. But so I'll be on the next one for sure. Let me see. Triple M was saying something. I was asking about that earlier. David Jeffrey and Sessler comment not coming through. Oh no, it didn't ever come through. If you put it in the comment section on this video so I can see what it is. No, it's not too late. Go ahead and put it on there. Go ahead and put it on the section. I haven't closed out the stream yet. Neither have I. You can just put it in the comments and I'll still see it and check it out. I tried to look real quick. I tried to look at it last week, and I think I got something from like 2007 or something like that. And I didn't think that was the one that you were talking about. So also, I apologize because my monitor is doing the HDR thing where like at certain angles it wants to be bright, and then at other angles it's like, okay, no, I want to be dark. So
yeah, I was like, you get extra light skin.
You really? Yeah, like from here, I've got it in a multi-view, and it's like, okay, I want to be dark, but then I put it in here, and it's like, oh no, you want to see all of that, all the way. Yeah, if it ain't all white, it ain't all right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, thank you guys for coming through. I really appreciate you guys, and we will see you tomorrow. Oh, whoa! Before I say that I will be there, what time is the Lions game?
I think
y'all got the late game.
First. NFC is first at 3.
Okay, so we got a later game. Okay.
Yeah, y'all got the late game.
Okay. I'll still be here. I'll probably just be looking down a lot. like yeah.
Kind of like I was last Saturday.
Detroit San Fran is at 6:30.
Okay.
KC Baltimore's at 3.
Okay. Oh, then I definitely won't be there. So I know Mrs. Sandstorm was gonna want to watch that. So I know she's gonna want to watch the Lions game. Right. And if that's the case, I ain't multitasking. So yeah, I was gonna get shut down real quick. Daddy was. Right. So other than that, I'll see you guys later. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Appreciate you guys. And we are out of here.
Peace.
Peace.